The hidden Italian path that nobody talks about. It doesn't even require a national focus. It's just a decision. Greater Italy, right? Core chunks of the Mediterranean for free? Surely that's OP, right? Wrong. No, what? No, Dave, it's obvious. The Roman Empire path. Surely that's the most OP. You're coring most of Europe? Wrong. There is a path that Italy can do. And so far, I'm doing a little bit of research. Not a single other YouTuber has attempted to do this path as Italy. Freshest of content is right here. You don't even know what path I'm talking about. I'm about to show you the easiest, the strongest, the most OP path as Italy. You ain't seen nothing yet. With every Italy game, merge the planes, merge the fleet. We are going to be using the fleet today. I know you boat lovers. You're a big fan of this. Rest of the army, go back to Europe. The Italian highways, free infrastructure. Let's do it. Start off with 1 mil and we'll build that in Rome. Garrison laws, put them on medium. Local police force. Finish the ships. And do you know what? Let's design a better ship as well. We have destroyed 2, but we don't have a template for it. And all the other upgrades are just there as well. So we just need the XP. So merge them, exercise them, gain a little bit of XP, at least 10. You can design a perfect destroyer. Artillery, 2 of those. And the rest into guns. Oh, wait, hang on. I forgot about a train. There we go. And it starts with this and this and this and this. Let's get out of here. There is sometimes an issue if you retreat. You lose land, you can get the divisions trapped, but we're not going to worry about that for today. Anyway, get 15 political power, and we're out of here. Boom. Hit the withdrawal. This doesn't matter. Withdraw. There we go. Boom. The Ethiopia accepts an Italian peace offer. You can either go for the 2 options. The 2 options are the fiasco or the struggle. We're going to go for the fiasco. Which one is that? That's the top one. Boom. There we go. That's very important for where we'll eventually lead on to. We didn't want Eritrea anyway. Always exercise your divisions and always put them on day training and then forget and don't put them on day and night. Or alternatively, you could put them on day training and then never put them on day and night to bait comments. Yeah, I'm talking about you, bro. How does he keep getting away with it? All right, I've run out of fuel. Send them back home and then we can make an ideal destroyer. So it's going to be Destroyer Mark II. We have a cruiser Mark II, but not a destroyer. The beauty of destroyers is they're very cost effective. So we'll just generate 1 here. I'm not overly fussed about depth charges. How I earned here. I'm not too fussed about that. Speed's important for the engine though. Torps are good. And to be honest with you, I think for the basics, I think this does fine. However, it does cost a bit too much. So we might have to design our own and keep it basic. It's 10 XP for this. And I guess what we could do is upgrade it as we go. Yeah, we'll do that. Go for the escort fleet because that gives 5% production output. Destroyers are the backbone of your navy. They're what prevents your capital ships from getting destroyed. You tend to find if you don't know what to build with the navy, just make some destroyers and you'll be fine. It adds extra girth to your navy, adding the extra meat layer in between your capitals. Means your capitals will survive for longer. Yes. All right, the boys are home now. We are going to exercise these boys to level 3 too. But import just a tiny little bit of fuel from, let's say, the United States. Just to exercise my planes and the trucks. There is a little bit of a cheese here that if you just exercise the submarines, they don't require a lot of fuel. And that will still give a decent amount of XP per day. Yes. Focus on getting your industry going. It's important to begin with. So army primacy is a good one. Now you've got your infrastructure bonus. You want to go for the north. You look at the slots you've got. You can stack them up. And you can see here, 4 in the north, 7 in this one too. So these 2 are the ones you want to build in. 1 and 2. Infrastructure up, and then you can build your mills. Notice we're going to be focusing pretty heavy on industry today. Let's get an agency going as well. So making destroyers for this build is important because we are going to be challenging the French and British Navy a little bit later on. So having just an extra layer of destroyers is going to be incredibly helpful. A little bit of anti-air, fire control for hit chance, always useful. And of course, assign the Mayo. And in this case, production from escort fleet. It's good. And that's the one. Radio's done. However, we need to get synthetics. It's important because it allows you to progress in your focus tree. One of the few nations in the game that you need a key technology to progress down the key point of your industry focus tree. Italy is a weird one like that. All right, time for localized trading centers. However, we don't actually have the civies for that. In that case, we can actually localize trading centers because I already selected a focus. So we'll do localized trading centers. There we go. We are going to exercise our fleet 1 bit because getting that level 3 for the maximum attack and defense bonus is pretty big. But not today. Suppose what we could do, there's only 1 ship here that doesn't have it. Oh, plus the new ships we've just created. So what we could do is break off the ones that we need to exercise to level 3 and then get the level 3 veteran bonus. Free war economy, more industry. Let's go. Gonna get our 4 upgrades, 5 upgrades, or 6 upgrades. I forget. Which one is it? First of all, the French. Focus on the focuses that give you factories plus fixing your army. All right, we're going to justify on the French. We are fascists, so we have the ability to justify immediately. That's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to do concentrated, raw output, and we're going to justify on one of the puppet states to minimize world tension. That's right. We have an itch for a bit of Serbia. Plus, we'll go for the passive bonuses because we are going to go to war pretty early on. Alrighty then. Let's make a good infantry division. This is pretty good to begin with. And we're going to make this elite. Double-click the divisions that we're going to be changing. Convert them to the infantry. Mountaineers. Mountaineers. You know, there's actually a little bit of a cheese I could do early on to make a very flexible infantry division. Do you know what? I'll use that cheese. Not quite an exploit, but it's cheesy. How many guns we got? 5k. That's good. We've got a few light tanks too, so I'm going to take advantage of them. Because why not, right? I mean, you've got the tanks. Might as well use it. Don't forget to convert all the ones over to the key infantry divisions, apart from the divisions that cannot be changed or converted. What we're going to do is break off 10 divisions. These are the ones that can't change or modify. Not all of them, just most of them. And then we'll do a naval invasion from here to here. Yeah. Spanish Civil War is tempting, but not today. As I mentioned earlier, I am going to select all the ships that are not level 3. And they're not even that many to make a big difference anyway, but we'll just do it anyway. Do it anyway. Going to be rushing this soft attack bonus. Super ahead of time. Not really worth it in this one circumstance. This is the one circumstance where I feel like it is worth. Break off the armies. Let's frontline it up. Field Marshal. You, because you can be a logistics wizard, which is a very OP bonus. Get on the front. Off you go. Okay, biggest army. Most important army is going to have the big attack, so Messi is going to be involved in that one. Second army, also important. Anyone else with attack? You're pretty good. Pretty harsh guy, but gets the job done. There we go. Another 2 mills here. Once again, stacking mills early on is going to be a big deal for me. Plus, going for the army guy is going to be important too, which I'm going to show you a little bit of an exploit here to cheese a big division early in the game. Having that big division with all the stats in it early game makes a big difference in some of those early wars, as you're about to find out. So what you really want to do here is if you select the filter for army experience, you can see this one. Preserve army traditions, give 25% XP, which is going to be a boost, allow us to select our very first doctrine. The Mayos, don't forget to take care of them. Cue this one first. It'll keep coming back to it. And if it's not clickable, it'll just move on to the next one. In this circumstance, I think I want raw gun. Then go for the soft attack. Usually the reverse order, how I normally do it. Got the 6 upgrades. I mean, we've got the +1 spy. So do not go in any more agencies. It will hurt your industry. And as always, don't forget to assign the Mayos. At the start of the game, Paradox don't automatically do that for you. So you got to do it for yourself. Yep. One by one by one. Doesn't affect the XP gain because you're still gaining it from, see these little attachments here? You're already gaining it from that. However, you're not getting the soft attack bonuses. In this case, 2% soft attack. I will take that. These first clicks, I'm showing every single one because this is important. Because if you want to pull off this strategy, you need to knock out France as quickly as possible. And then those sweet cores will be coming your way soon. All right, another spy. Can't wait for another French spy, but in this circumstance, I'm just going to go for an easy seducer. That'll do. The 3 focus you need to do to fix your army as Italy is preserve army traditions, then army leaders, and then finally, super risicito. That's the best you're going to get. These 2 can be done immediately. However, this one needs to be at war with a major power. And you know what's coming? That's right, a major power. Soon. Right, Navy. Send it here. Best stats. Naval invasion support here and here. Peak at your justification, we're 80%. Got a few planes, move them over. We could do a doctrine. The mass assault doctrine. Boom. Now we do the army leaders for more XP. So at the very start of the game, France has one of the bigger armies in the game. I know, surprising, right? The French of all nations, right? However, they have an issue where they've got not enough military production to keep up supplying it, and plus not enough manpower as well. So one of those 2 will burn out. If you manage to pin down their army, as we're about to do, you'll see that defeating the French is not that difficult early game. Trickier, but not impossible. Okay, our justification is complete. If we hover over this here, you can see it will expire on the 11th of April, 1937. So we have a little bit more time to work with, another 2 months. Okay, the key tech is done. Army leaders, boom. Then we can go for bayonet strength, which allows us to do 3 infantry divisions. 1 and a 2. Problem now is we're a little bit tight on time. Maybe we can exercise to level 3 just in time. Oh, we've got lots of guns though. It's such a shame. How are we doing here? 99%. And it expires on the 11th of April. No, we have enough time. Oh, and it's the 10th. The 10th of April. Declare war. Attack. Be aggressive immediately. Immediately. Air superiority, close air support. We're going to put you on aggressive and immediately attack and push the front line. We are losing on the front line here. But don't worry about that. We'll come back to that. Next up, infantry expert for the stats. And go on, army specialist as well. All right, we can do the super, this one. Yeah, super. Boom. All right, we're going to go now. Naval invasion is happening. Now, the key to winning this is getting these guys to land and do the most damage. You will see. We go 4 speed. We're going to land here. We're going to have 1 landing here. 1 of 3, which is good. And immediately pause when you land. Boom. All right. Now, it's very important that you get a surround on them here. All right, they're redeploying here. And we're managing to get a surround on them. We want to surround these ports and then also surround the front line. The front line is going to be more difficult because there's a lot more divisions to work with. And there we go. We grabbed it. That's good. Now the rest of the divisions, they're already arriving. Don't worry about losing Sardinia. Don't worry about losing Africa. You will lose some of your balance of power. Trust me, we'll fix that in a second because we're going to get loads of land back anyway. And perfecto. Going to put everyone aggressive now. Go, go, go. We've got the doctrine now. We've got the national focus now for our doctrine, so we no longer have any penalties for our army. Move the Air Force over, then we can strike these individual regions. Be aware of being overextended, and also be aware of fuel. Import that in. And we don't need to use the Navy anymore, so bring it back home. Perfect. And then just get everyone on the front line, and boosh. Oh, beautiful. Get them to the front, and railroad. And boosh. How many troops did we encircle there? 207k. And now the army size are actually kind of similar. That's good. I'm going to admit right now, the perfecting of that beginning was a little bit flawed. I could have made the divisions bigger earlier on because when you've got excess guns, the guns aren't being used in divisions, which is a little bit of a hindsight flaw from my behalf. What you want to do is hover over these and see if you've got enough guns. So another one we can. Another one we can. And we can. Okay, we're going all the way here. Remember, we're aiming for 36 because that's the most optimal number. There we go. That'll do. 34. Stats. And then just push. I think for the most part, we can just AFK this. Oh, we lost a division there. Ideally, in this circumstance, we just want to be pushing for the capital. It's a hard one, this one, because big divisions do good stats and win battles, but then having the numbers to cover this full front line is going to be a key important element. Let's go wrap around Paris. If we knock Paris out, we can cap them. Yeah, we will. Boom. There we go. Lebanese Republic and Syria. Ah, Syria. That's what we wanted all along. Now we have a big navy. And remember, the reason we wanted a big navy is to dominate the Brits. Now we can justify on Britain 165 days. Oh, the United Kingdom has joined Belgium. Oh, that's oddly convenient. Actually, inconvenient, actually, because that's actually stalled things. Strangely, that Belgium always joins the war with the Allies. Interesting. Okay, anyway, regardless, free Belgium. We're going to need Belgium anyway, part of the strategy. The reason things have gone a little bit off the rails right now is we need to get to Gibraltar. Remember, we can't leave through here for our navy. So we're going to have to go through Spain. All right, in the meantime, we can justify on Luxembourg, but that's 320 days. Oh, it's because we're multi-justifying. Right, 20%. Okay, that's fine. When you justify more than one nation simultaneously, it costs longer to justify. What we're going to do is we're going to push into Spain, and we'll probably have to justify on the other Spain as well, while we're at war with the other Spain. Spain, 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 Spain. When you don't have a scientist and you have to hire one. Gun production is really good at the minute, though, so we're able to play a little bit of catch-up, which is really good for us. Realize at the moment we're getting bombed quite heavily. I'm just going to put my guys on air superiority over the mainland of Italy. Otherwise, they're going to bomb us to death, and we're going to lose so much war support. That is a fat navy, even with a carrier now. Carrier Italy. Nice. Yeah, we've got a lot of weird stuff going on here, so I'm going to mark these areas as do not send supplies to, because these areas with X's are getting supply intercepted, just causing problems. We've connected the railways here, so that's fine. End of the day, we don't need supply in these regions because we don't have any troops stationed there anyway. Exercise all the boys to level 3. Don't forget to press this button twice. If you don't, you're going to have massive supply problems. Yeah, let's fix our industry. Don't usually do this, but it's opposite day. I think I'm going to import a little bit of guns from Germany. Okay, we don't even need that many civilian factories for that. Okay, just the one, just the 3. Don't forget to get your radio sorted and then work on your basic soft attacks. At the moment, there's not really a lot of tech that we even need. Let's rush some more concentrated then. When Germany just puts more guns on the market, I will buy those guns. Gonna modernize the north because that is the most OP one. Justification on Spain is almost there. Just make a front line. Build planning bonus. For the purpose of naval invasions, which are going to be very frustrating, do strike force across the whole of the Med. This is a big enough navy that will deny the Allies from doing a naval invasion. Who else am I at war with? It's just the British Empire. British Empire. British Empire. Soon to be the Italian Empire. Prince of Terror is pretty good to reduce the amount of damage to my garrisons. And of course, Elusive Gentleman for the spies. We're dropping 2 of those into Britain. Gun situation is looking pretty good. If there's a slight amount of positive on the guns, make the division bigger. Go for the full 36 width. Same as really. We don't need the engineers anymore. Polaric Islands is complete. Whoosh. They're going to join the Allies now. Maybe not. And then we'll declare on the other Spain 80 days. Going to be a difficult push this, because remember, we're in the Spanish Civil War, and there is the unplanned offensive. By the looks of things, we might be able to just take them out fairly quickly. It's a really good way of graining XP, this. The Spanish Civil War, you are winning the battles with green bubbles, but you're not pushing forward, so you're grinding lots of XP. A few more factory upgrades. Go for some of these for the big bonuses. Gonna need another army here. We're gonna make another big fat one. Lack of manpower, that's fine. We'll just go for extensive conscription. And Spain has capped, which puts us in a really bad predicament because the lion's share of the peace conference is going to go to the other Spain. If we can grab some land, it would be helpful. Can we grab the navy, maybe? A bit of their navy. That navy will disappear forever now because the AI never takes navies in peace conferences. Staff office plan, planning bonus, 3, a 2, and a 1. Off you go. Round 2, extensive conscription. Remember, the only reason you're declaring on Spain initially is to get into Britain, into the Atlantic. I don't care for Spanish lands right now, but maybe later on I will be. I realize I'm creating a really weird civil war here because this means the lion's share of the peace conference is going to go to the anarchists. Anarchists win? Is that a W? Give me the XP. Spain, you have a use. You have a purpose. XP me up. Because stats are super important in these battles, what I'm going to advise is stopping every now and then and using planning bonus. Sì, and a 2 and a 1. Victory to Italiano. I realize I'm not using my planes as well. That would be super helpful. I'll admit, don't have a lot of planes. A little bit behind on that. That's okay. We'll catch up. Operational reserves is super good. HP is a big win. Plus, we're stacking planning, so do the planning thing. Oh, strikes. That's unfortunate. Is what it is, though. All right, right now, I don't care too much for garrisons. So I'm going to drop to low just for a little while to reinforce my main front line. Maybe for just a few weeks, maybe. Then put it back to medium priority. Just to balance things out. More mills. The 100% construction bonus from infrastructure, that's a biggie. And right now, it looks like the front line's collapsing. Perfect. Once again, got on the front again. Get that planning bonus up. Makes all the difference in the Spanish Civil War. Oh, thorough planner for the extra planning. I'll take that. Plus, use your doctrines, right? Do I want the 20% supply reduction or do I want unlimited reinforce rate with the manpower? Do you know what? I'm a manpower guy today. 3, 2, and a 1. Yeah, that's a win now. We have gaps in the front line so we can just snake to the fronts. That is the end of the Spanish Civil War. This is the most historical game. If you believe this is how the Spanish Civil War ended, then subscribe to this YouTube channel and you will be rewarded. Your crush will DM you tomorrow night. Now, I could be talking absolute nonsense here, but is this an opportunity you want to let go? I don't know. Could be one chance. That is the end. Is it? Is that the end? No, that's the end. Yeah, there we go. All right, they did join the Allies. Yeah, that's fine. Anyway, doesn't matter now because we have access to the Atlantic. Everyone go here. Exercise to level 3. You're going to do a naval invasion. A little bit of a hindsight moment here. Would have been really great if I had Marines. This is why you do practice runs, Dave. This is why you do practice runs. So what you would do is Marines here. You go for the Special Forces bonus here. This gives you extra 5 naval invasion capacity. Plus, you can whip on Pioneers, which give you a big fat attack bonus when doing amphibious invasions. Plus, I'm going to slap on some Engineers just for this, because Engineers have a big fat amphibious invasion bonus. All right, deploy the boys. Another 24 of you. We actually have a competitive army now. Once again, if there's an option to buy some guns from abroad, 3,000 from our Hungarian boys. And then we'll add on the engineer. All right, so you know you've got the big navy. You can send them over to here and do a strike force at the Atlantic. And then we'll do a naval invasion support when we're ready to do the naval invasion. Hang on, you can't pass through, so you need access to both sides. You know what? I never actually knew that. I guess I have to occupy it for just like a tiny window. and then I'll be able to do that. Alternatively, I guess I can go through the Suez. There seems to be a flaw to your strategy here, Dave. Let's justify in the meantime on the Netherlands. You go here, and then we'll do a naval invasion from here. 10 divisions is a bit much. Yeah, probably too much. Just do 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll say 4 divisions. The only reason we're doing this is we're intercepting the Germans before they grab the Dutch. Lots of options here to gain war support. War support is very important because we're draining it for losing stability. So we're going to do the bombing thing. So if you hover over, you can see here we're lost. Oh, wow, we're losing so much war support from raids. So we do the fragility one. And then we're losing another 20% from bombing. So we'll do the bolster spirit. Yep. Then we move you back over to deny them. There's going to be interception. Hey, don't get me wrong, guys. I think this strategy could be refined and tweaked to be a little bit more streamlined. But me just winging it here, I'm actually having a blast, okay? So just come along for the ride. It's not going to be a smooth ride, but come along with me. All right, Dutch. Once again, another opportunity here to do a cheesiest of strat. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to delete the front line, put them on basic, make an encirclement, and try and bait the Brits out. Could have done that with Gibraltar, I realized, but we'll do this anyway. Oh, never mind, they're capped again. Oh, well. Germany's like, hang on a minute, I'm meant to be the warmonger here. What's happening? Not today. Anyway, Luxembourg too, because Germany will go for them as well. Naval invasion here. Can we do the naval? Yes, we can. End of the day, we don't even need to hold this region. We're not interested in holding this region. We don't care about holding it. We just want to occupy it. Then we've got access. Then we get our entire fleet and go here. And when it's left, that's it. That's all we cared about. Only issue now is you are a bit vulnerable inside of the Med. Naval invasion from here to here to here to here to here. Standard. First divisions, go here. Same with you guys too. We don't need you here, so you can just get out. We'll create a garrison order here just to rendezvous them. All right, look at the peace conference. The only major power is the UK, and I'm pretty confident we can wipe them out easy. Need at least 15 naval XP, so I'm going to hide the advisor. I'm going to click this focus to get a bit of naval XP. That way I can put a little bit extra marines to invade Britain. Might not get it in time, but I'm going to give it a shot anyway. Be aware, when you lose this land here, this will be cut off again, so you can't return the troops. Plus, you can't reinforce it with more ships as well. So just FYI, letting you know. We're doing for guns. Oh, 20,000. Another one? Yeah, sure. Plus, you could do doctrines as well. Have we got the theorist for that? No. There is no theorist for Grand Mass Assault. Grand Mass Assault. I'm mixing the doctrines now. Any more XP ones? Yeah, no. Now they're all further down. Expand naval facilities. That's the one you naturally progress onto, so let's do that one. All right, naval invasion time. Looks like all the other stuff I did in the back end isn't going to matter. On hindsight, the first 2 techs you want to go for are going to be synthetics, get it out of the way, and marines. Just so you can get the extra capacity into Britain. It's a biggie. Anyway, naval invasion. Let's go. Oh, we're going to do naval invasion support. We're going to put our fleet on always engage. We're also going to have an air force that's going to attach on. We've landed. Go for Bristol. Go for London. Landed here for Plymouth. Pushing to Bristol. Super Marina. And we've landed again. Plus all the troops on the land. So I'm just going to make a field marshal front line. Everyone else attack. Be aggressive. Same with you. Go here. Just be careful with the front lines that you don't overlap them. I think for the most part now, I feel very confident I'm going to win this one now. As I say that, as I'm getting pushed back from London. Ooh, that's some intense naval striking. So I'm just going to do naval strike here for a little while. And then at the same time as well, I'm going to do convoy escort in this region. Once again, I'm keeping my supplies down. It's really hurting me. But look at the tables I've turned now. And top it off as well, what I could do, even though it doesn't matter, is do Marines. Yep, doesn't matter. The Pioneers thing is out of date now. Don't matter. Marines off. And now the supply situation's a little bit more in my favor. Not massive, like, don't get carried away, but slightly more favorable so I can do some good stuff. Germany's invading Czechoslovakia. This looks like my opportunity to take out Germany, so I am going to do that. Meanwhile, yep, the UK is the only member of the Allies. All right, we're going to have to do some right-click wizardry here. S to split, right-click. Whoosh! Just the pure size of the Navy made all the difference here, and that's what's working in my favor. And close air support again. Send them over. Boosh, boosh, boosh. When you grab Hull, that is where I officially say you have beaten the UK. Because that way you can get supply from so many more regions than you wouldn't normally. Damn, the British counterattack. They're on me. I think we're going to split the army into 2. Put them in this region. 2 navies. We might have a little bit more control We do a counterattack here. Oof, the naval damage is intense. Another raided behind me as well. Hey, listen, if this was just a typical AI game, hey, kudos to the AI, right? Multitasking. What I've done is I've split off the submarines and I'm raiding and escorting simultaneously in this region. That should be just enough to counterattack them. This would be a lot easier if I was managed to get rid of some of the British divisions. Like, there's so many British divisions on the mainland. That's okay. I'm feeling quite confident right now. I just need to control the seas. The seas are where the battles are happening right now. Hey, sea line has never been particularly easy. Particularly a little bit more difficult in this build now. All right, counterattack again. Let's go. Once again, amount of planes they've got. So the one downside to this build that's just happened, and it's just occurred to me just now, is the lack of AA is really hurting me. They're bombing me uncontested, and it's just basically a stats versus stats battle right now. Okay, and it's just hit the turning point. Oh, thank goodness. Okay, I was sweating for a second then. Fuel situation is looking pretty bad. Strikes, oh no. Mutinies would be the worst one, but luckily, strikes is not too bad. Just disables my economy. Meanwhile, Germany is struggling versus Czechoslovakia. That's perfect. Okay, we are going to just define them. Remember, the end goal of this is not just a war against Italy and gobbling up land. You remember, there is an end goal with this, and you just need to be patient. He's coming, all right? All right, a little bit of encirclement here. Justification on Germany is complete. And then divisions are taken out. Thank goodness we finally got it. And then Hull is open. Naval invasion in northern England. Recapture Liverpool. All right. Peace conference, 86%. I think that's everything. Yeah, I think that's everything. So I'm just going to take the lot. Oh, what? Czechoslovakia? Do you know, there's a strat here where I feel like I can get the upper hand. What I've got to do here is puppet Czechoslovakia. I'm almost certain in this circumstance I still get everything. Maybe a small chunk of land might have to be handed over to the Germans. But I'm almost certain this is everything for me. Transjordan for Germany. Do you know what? You can have Transjordan. Good Palestine as well. Okay. Malaya. I don't care about Malaya or the Indies either. Or the Congo. Or Burma. Or Kuwait. Do want Spain though. If I don't take the navies, the AI won't take them. So I'm going to take them. Perfect. And that's everything, right? Feels a bit silly not to take the rest though, doesn't it? I could probably come back to bite me. No, it won't. It won't. It actually work in my favor because the AI gets really confused with multiple front lines. So I'm going to break the AI in the most unusual way possible. All right, you boys go here. And we're going to make some forts on this front. Whew, boys. So much happening. Another army. Another general. Pop them on the front. All right. Whew, take a breath. It's all looking good. Just need to chill for a little bit. Get my free manpower. I'll take that. Pioneers, do I care about that? Nope. Nope. Damn, we're making a lot of guns though. That's good. We could do some anti-air right now. They're going to have a lot of cast, so I'm going to need some anti-air. What I'll do is I'll preemptively add it, even though we've not got the stats in the division. And then my justification ends on the 9th of September. Oh, I got loads of time. Oh, look at the size of our navy. Only issue is the lack of fuel. What I'm going to do is actually use a proper naval strategy here. Merge the fleet, put them on strike force in this region, and then break off the subs and convoy raid. So we'll have strike force with submarine spotting and convoy raiding to supplement. The reason I'm doing it that way is to maintain as much fuel as possible, because fuel is going to be my Achilles heel. A little bit of an exploit here. Take off your garrisons of a few days. 1, 2, 3, 4. Put them on local police force. What happened is I've redistributed all the guns back into my army there. I don't think I was having an issue with guns, but we did that anyway. 8th of September, declare war. Whoosh. This army has to stay, though. So we're just going to hold the front line with these boys. And then mark you, deploy them, and then put them onto the front line. Initial push is going to be tricky because we're going to get bombarded with air power. And then I'm also going to bring Czechoslovakia into the war. Oh, I can't. They've got no divisions. Shit. But they are putting troops on the front line, so I am having a distraction front line here. Oh, it doesn't matter. We're breaking them. Never mind. Never mind. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Convoy raiding has begun, and you can see we've intercepted their fleet here. Now they're blockaded. Stop the attack here just for a little bit of a planning bonus refresh. As you can see, desperately needing anti-air. Otherwise, we can't control the land if we can't control the air. And once again, Germany always makes like 2,000 casts, so they're difficult to break. Ready for a push? Put them on a balanced approach. Off you go. So again, the cast numbers are against us at the moment. Meanwhile, around the world, You know, these bits that I didn't choose to take because I wanted to make sure the peace conference was in my favor, that the AI is getting distracted by them and distributing the divisions in weird places, which is kind of a little bit of a cheat of the AI. We're very slowly breaking them. Remember, you got to have the numbers advantage, and then you've also got to have the stats advantage. That's what I'm stacking for both. Don't need trains, don't need trucks anymore. The CAS. Yeah, we'll start making CAS. Yeah, the break now. We've literally got the Rhine River, and we're making a break. Meanwhile, popularity is in my favor too. Good. And you can see the West, which is usually the difficult bit to break, is starting to punch through. So we're slowly and truly grinding against them. We'll go aggressive now. Oh, wow. Czechoslovakia is doing a really great job of pinning down divisions here. What's happened is the AI thinks I'm going to bring in my puppet. So therefore, the AI is putting like 24 divisions around them to preemptively stop that. But there are divisions that could be on the front and having an overall easier time to break them because we're having to break less divisions. Plus, the Air Force now is no longer dominating. I'm not seeing the big cast numbers anymore. That looks like it's it. I'm going to call in Czechoslovakia now, which is going to create a really strange situation that they don't know what front line they have to push. Which in a weird kind of way, they're actually taking troops off the front line. Usually in this position, it is Vienna you want. So maybe right-click on it and hope we can get an easy push in that direction. Whoosh. And there we go. Oh, wow. 94%. Here and here and here. And there we go. Germany. All of it. And you know what? You've got a navy. A token navy. I'll take that token navy. At the start of this video, you promised something special. Not just a conquest of Europe. Okay. That's true. Now it's going to get spicy, okay? I always fulfill my promises. So you're not going for Rome. You're not going for Greater Italy. However, being fascist is very useful because you get to justify by just right-clicking and hitting justify. But the very final piece of the puzzle isn't fascism. The final piece of the puzzle isn't this. The final piece of the puzzle is this. By doing away with Mussolini, you are in a position to become democratic. And democratic has its own special flavor, its own special bonus, which you're about to find out what it is. Next part is the Civil War. Very important you get this right. If you don't get it right, you can mess up your entire run. What I'm going to do is tell them to go to Vancouver, entirety of my army, and send them all over and make them all become horses. This will make sense in a little while. Trust me, it'll make sense. Now, we will defy the Duce, which triggers the Civil War. The Civil War! Let liberty reign! Now, a bunch of divisions now are going to teleport across the world, as they do. Here we are. So the first block is here. Front line, and attack immediately. Some more troops in the north. Send them over as well. You should be able to win this without needing to deploy extra divisions. Going to control B to put them on the front line. Go immediately to the fronts where I need you to be. And string across the front line. Off you go. If you've done this just right, you should be able to cap Italy before any divisions appear. A few divisions have appeared here. That's probably where they spawn them. So we'll just encircle those real quick. Remember, the horses are very fast. So you should be able to cap a lot of land before they deploy any of their troops around. And don't forget, majority of their troops are currently in Canada. Just grab Sicily. Hardest to push due to the strait. But if you get it, you're good. There we go. We got it. Boom. Remember, we added a bit of artillery on to our division to give it a little bit more soft attack potential and attack capabilities. And there we go. And all right. 100% of the peace conference to me. I'm going to take Czechoslovakia now. Cap them all. Grab them all. Confirm. Oh, hang on. Whoa, almost didn't grab the navy then. I'm sweating. Pop. We're here. We are a democratic Italy. And if you press F6, whoo, we got problems. All right. And this is very bad, okay? This is going to be a full-on rebellion of the colonies. However, there's a fix. And that is coring land. And your question is, though, hang on, Dave, how are you going to core? You can no longer do Greater Italy. And you can no longer do the Roman Empire. You've just cooked yourself, right? Wrong. Realize European unity. Though the concept of political unified Europe has only gained any semblance in traction in the last few decades, our recent conquest of the most powerful continental Europe nations represents us with the unexpected reality. Perhaps a restructuring of the nation is required to take full advantage of the opportunities it offers us. To realize European unity, all of the Dutch, Belgian, French, Italian, and German states become cores. And also Malta. Why is Malta mentioned separately? I don't know. And as you can notice here, fascists in government purchase Portuguese ships. Okay. There you go. And now all this area is cored. That means the resistance will drop significantly. You can double down by going for local autonomy for the extra compliance. We will prioritize garrisons. The amount of guns required now will drop astronomically down. If you click on your occupation laws and click here, we need a 2.8 million. Now we only need 1.9 million. And we need significantly less guns. Don't forget to remove the artillery off the horse, because artillery will be required for garrisons. And that number is dropping dramatically. Option for the policy. And the policy will allow us to make guns cheaper. Actually, that's not true. We can actually do assembly line optimizers, though, which will make them cheaper. Well, technically produce more, which is kind of the same thing, right? This means we'll get access to all cores, meaning the manpower, 9.44 million, plus the extra building slots, plus the extra factories, plus. The Hungarians are deciding to want to declare war on us. Good luck, buddy. Convert to the big division. Hungary, you're ruining my big moment, okay? You just chill. When you convert your divisions, be aware that their strength will drop to nothing. So their attack capabilities are going to be basically nothing until you reinforce your guns. And then an easy wipe of the Hungarians. The reason I'm waiting is I want to just show you the cores you're going to have. Because what happens is the resistance drops to 0, and then you gain all the cored territory. I'm just waiting for the resistance to drop. There we go. Cap them. To this day, the AI still doesn't quite understand that you are attacking someone who's significantly stronger than you. You've got political powers. You can do your balance of power, which gives you more socialism, which gives compliance game, which is kind of cool. Press the buttons. Bunch of bonuses down here. This is a focus tree. People don't really care that much about, but I think it's kind of cool. Find common ground, which unlocks advisors. So now you're probably thinking, oh, wow, European Union, that's great, right? But you've only cored technically 5 nations. So hang on, the Italian-Romanian part, that cores almost most of Europe. What is this? Realize European unity plus extra coring opportunities. Yep, you can even core the Cuban region or Russia or the Caucasus, famous for their European integration, right? I think they want to be in the EU, but I don't think politically they're in that position. Someone in the comments is going to correct me on that. And there we go. Look at that. France, the best land. You got all the lowlands as well as Germany. To be fair, Germany's good land as well. But then there's expansion opportunities with these focuses. Now, it's going to be difficult now because remember, you don't have the generic ability to justify unless someone's caused world tension. But if you look in the focus here, there's a few extra war goals, so you can spread out a little bit more and conquer a bit more land. So there are opportunities to expand the EU, which just feels like a really weird thing to say. Would you like me to continue this campaign and see the maximum extent of the EU? Well, I will create a members-only video dedicated to that, which shows me every single click and a full extended extra hour of this campaign. If you're interested in that, consider becoming a member and find the extra video that is on my YouTube channel. Also, there'll be another strategy breakdown video that will come after this as well for the members, which shows you the full breakdown of the divisions used and the build I've gone for, which will help you become a better Hearts of Iron 4 player. If your name is on screen right now, you are one of the elite. Thank you for becoming a member. And once again, it's completely optional. All the best content is still available to everyone anyway. If you just want extra and you want a little bit more, you can become a member. I love you. I respect you. And thank you for helping me out. You are keeping the lights on and you are helping me upload, make, and create more YouTube videos. You are amazing. All right, guys. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.